Hello everyone, welcome to another lecture on sentence correction. This lecture will cater to tenses. Now the pattern of these questions will be that within the brackets you will be given a prompt, a verb, and you will have to use the correct tense using the same verb. So like for instance, why dash you should be listening to me. So the hint that is given to us is talk. You have to choose a verb, a tense that uses talk, but it has to be appropriate going with the sentence. So why are you talking? You must be listening to me. Why are we doing this? Because listening is the word that has been used. Listening means it is present continuous. Therefore, in the initial part also, we'll be writing the same. Sorry, you can't borrow my pencil. I dash it myself. The hint is use. So I am using it myself because I'm currently using it. You can't borrow it. Jusek dash his teeth before breakfast every morning. So because it is a habitual action that Jusek is performing, therefore for all the habitual actions we'll use the present simple tense, the indefinite present tense. So it is cleans. Because Junsik is a singular person, is a singular entity, therefore the verb that follows will be singular. Singular verbs always have S or ES at the end. As you dash, I dash a real London fan already. So as you can see, I have become a London fan already. Now here, I have become. So have become is the present perfect. Have is the perfect word, and with have we'll always be using the third form of verb. So have become, right? So as you can see, I have already become a real London, a process that started some time back, and now that you're talking about it, it is already done. It is already over, finished, completed. I dash English for 7 years now. Now, the first thing that you should notice here is that we are given this period of time, 7 years. With the period of time, we will always be using the word for, and for the point in time, it is since. Second thing, we'll have to decide as to which tense will we be using the word learn. Now, see, the process started 7 years back and now suggests that right now also it is on. Therefore, it started 7 years back. Currently, when you're talking about it, the process, the action is on. Therefore, we'll be choosing present perfect continuous. I have been learning English for 7 years now. But last year, I dash hard enough for English. That's why my marks dash really that good then. But last year I was not working hard for English. That's why my marks were not really good, were not really that good then. So was not working, present continuous, which is a negative sentence, and that's why my marks were not really good that then. That means again a negative. So with if you have two clauses, then in that case, the first clause, if it is continuous, past continuous here, the next could either be continuous only or preferably it has to be in the definite tense. So that's why my marks were not really that good then. As I dash my English exam successfully next year, I dash harder this time. As I want to pass my English exam successfully next year, I am going to study harder this time. So as I want to pass, first tense that is being used here is the past indefinite. My exam successfully next year, I am going to study. That means for something that you have to achieve, you planning that you will be studying. So I am going to study harder this time. Whenever you are quoting any activity that is yet to happen in future and it is already planned in the present, you can always use present continuous, like the way we've used here. I am using, we did not use I will study harder this time. Though if you use I will study, it would then mean that you're using a modal will. It will not tell you the tense, but a modal will then be used to show the determination. So it is not a tense. Therefore, I am going to study harder this time. During my last summer holidays, my parents dashed me on a language course to London. Because it was last summer holidays, so it's the past indefinite. Sent me. It dash great, and I think I dash a lot. So it was great because it is this last summer that we're talking about. So it was great, and I think I learned a lot. Before I dash to London, I dash learning English. So before I went to London, I had not enjoyed learning English. So I had not enjoyed learning English. There's a process that started, and then you're putting an end to it. That means had not enjoyed. Had enjoyed, past perfect. But while I dash the language, why are we coming back to the previous? Why are we using past perfect and not I did not enjoy? Because it is suggesting that the process is over now, because the previous sentence said that you're getting a hint that the person is now enjoying, and the very first sentence while we started this was that, as you can always already see, that I'm already a fan, right? So now that means the person now has started enjoying the language, therefore putting an end to that particular process that was on for years. And now that you've started enjoying it, that process is over. Therefore we've used a past perfect tense. But while I dash the language course, I dash lots of young people from all over the world. So, but while I was doing the language course, I met lots of people. There I dash how important it dash to speak foreign languages nowadays. So there I noticed, because everything here is referring to something that has happened in the past, therefore noticed. Now I dash more fun learning English than I dash before the course. So because earlier on you did not enjoy and now you've started doing it, so I have more fun learning English than I had. Both perfect tenses, one is the past perfect and the other is present perfect. At the moment I dash English grammar. At the moment, because you're doing it, so I am revising English grammar. And I dash to read the texts in my English textbooks again. I have already begun. With have, which is the perfect word, perfect tense, suggesting that it is the perfect tense, the process started and it's over. With have, we'll always be using the third form. So begin is the hint given. So begin, began, begun. Have already begun. I dash 1 unit every week. I think I will do 1 unit every week. My exam dash on 23rd December, so there dash any time to be lost. So my exam is on 23rd December, so there isn't any time to be lost. If I dash my exam successfully, I dash an internship in September. So if I pass my exam successfully, I will start an internship in September. And after my internship, maybe I dash back to London to work there for a while. So after my internship, maybe I would go, because it is maybe. You can write will go also, but then because it is maybe, it is better to use the word would, because maybe suggests that you're not very sure. Would also suggest that you're not very sure. Will, on the contrary, shows that you're determined. So in case you feel that yes, the person is determined that the person would be going, then you can use will. Otherwise, because the word maybe is mentioned, we can very conveniently use would. So after my internship, maybe I would go back to London to work there for a while. Dash John ever dash a prize at a race? So has John ever won a prize at a race? We can always start the questions in any of the interrogative sentence with the primary auxiliaries like is, are, am, was, were, do, and the second primary auxiliary, this is the be form of primary auxiliary, is, are, am, was, were, will, shall. Then we can always start the question with the do form of the primary auxiliary, do, does, did, etc. And also we can all start the questions with the has or have kind of primary auxiliaries. So here, has John ever won? Because it is has, therefore it will be the third form. Win, won, won. So has John ever won a prize at a race? And whenever you are asking a question using any of the primary auxiliaries, be that a be form, be that a do form, or a has form. Such questions can always be answered using a yes or a no. You need not have a complete sentence for that particular question as an answer. So here, with any question that starts with a primary auxiliary, it can be answered in yes or no. Yes, John has never, or no, John has never. Anyways, I dash asleep yesterday when I dash TV. So I fell asleep because we're talking of yesterday. So I fell asleep yesterday when I was watching. So during the time that you're watching TV, you fell asleep. George dash never dashed to Canada. George has never been to Canada. I dash have not found my ring yet, which I dash at the party yesterday. So because the process of losing the ring started in the party, it is over. You lost it there and then. Therefore, perfect tense. So I have not found, and because right now also you haven't picked, therefore we'll be using present perfect. So I have not found my ring yet, which I lost at the party yesterday. They dashed this castle in 1762. So they built this castle because we're talking of something that has happened in past. So built. Would you like to have something to eat? No, thank you. I dash dinner. So would you like something to eat? No, thank you. I have just had dinner. I have just had dinner. Now see, for this I have just had dinner, we are using two forms. One is have and the other is had. So here I have just had dinner. The word have suggests that this is a tense. This tells you about the tense of the sentence. So it's a primary auxiliary telling you about the tense of the sentence, which is present perfect. The word had means it is an experience that you've had, right? So therefore this had here does not mean that it is a tense telling word. It means it has an expression of you're done eating, right? You've finished your dinner. So I had here, the word had here tells that it is a modal. It expresses a certain meaning, which is here an experience that you've had, or maybe in the easiest of the ways, you have eaten the food. Therefore, I have just had. Have is the tense telling word, and had is an expression. So have is a verb which is telling you the tense. Had is not just a normal verb but a modal. I dash not dash his dog since yesterday morning. So yeah, here, see, yesterday morning. So yesterday morning, it is a primary auxiliary. So sorry, it's a point in time that we are referring to, because we are referring to point in time. Therefore, we are not using for, but since. For is used for period of time. But in general, this sentence has Indianism in it. Indianism means yesterday morning. So you can't club the two words day and morning together, though it is yesterday and morning, but then you can't do that. That usually happens in India. So if we can correct it here, I will just correct it and write it as I have not seen his dog since last morning. So I'll just cut down this yesterday and put last. So last morning means we're talking of the previous day, or you can always write since the previous day, without mentioning of course the morning evening, but then that would lose the sentence would then differ in meaning. It is not advised to change the meaning, therefore stick to last morning. So now it is I have not seen his dog since last morning. Mike dash on his notebook now. He long dash how long dash he dash. So Mike is playing on his notebook now. Now means right now he's doing it. So Mike is playing on his notebook now. How long has he been playing? Has he been playing means perfect continuous tense, present perfect continuous tense. Dash use dash English, she was asked. So do you speak English? She was asked. Again, because the sentence can be answered in a yes or a no, you know that you can have the usage of the primary auxiliary, be form, do form, or has form. So do you speak English? She was asked. When they dash in the garden, the phone dash. So when they were working in the garden, the phone rang. Whenever you have two clauses that you're joining, and the first clause has perfect past continuous or any continuous, you can always have the second tense as an indefinite tense. So when they were working, that is past continuous in the garden, the phone rang, which is the indefinite form, the second form of verb. So ring, rang, rung. So when they were working in the garden, the phone rang. When he dash, we dash dinner. When he arrived, we were having dinner. I dash him for 2 days now. 2 days means a period of time, for 2 days. I have not seen him for 2 days. Look, it dash now. Look, it is snowing now. She dashed a motorcycle accident last winter. She had a motorcycle accident last winter. Now the usage of bike. Most of us, we use the word bike. If I have the word bike here, B-I-K-E. Now suppose in place of this motorcycle I have bike. She dashed a bike accident last winter. Usage of bike is again Indianism. You are not supposed to write bike, but it is motorcycle only. Indianism. I'm so sorry for the writing, but I really can't help it. Not to be used. This is correct. Right? So she had a motorcycle accident last winter. With this, we come to the end of this sentence correction exercise. This is this sentence correction exercise. Now, for sentence correction, you can always have the incorrect sentence given to you, and then you need to write the correct version, or you have to write the correct form of verb or tense to correct the sentence. So either of the ways you can be asked the questions in the exams, most likely, because it is an MCQ for this time. Therefore, for the midterm papers, you will have options given, and from those options you will have to choose. Thank you so much for attending the class, this lecture. Have a good day ahead.